Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So in the last video we saw how to create an extension using React.js or Next.js. We covered both of them and we created this simple extension that you can see over here. And I promised that I will release a new video where we will talk more about service worker and content scripts. So here it is. So in this video we will see what these two are and how we can implement this. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, what is a service worker? So basically, service worker is something that handles and listens for browser events, as you can see over here. And the examples are navigating to a new page, removing a bookmark, or closing a tab, whatever. So basically, the service worker is isolated from your extension. It runs in the background, so it does some things for you like fetching data or intercepting a network request, something like that, but it doesn't have access to the DOM and it is isolated from our extension also. So what is the use of it and how do we like work with it? So basically, if you go to this Chrome extension docs, I have shared the link in the description. So if you see, you can see a whole tab about service workers over here, and basically it just says what I just told you right now on the description. But if you go in events in service worker, so basically as I said, it is just a JavaScript file that runs in the background of your extension. So in that JavaScript file, you have something called events. So basically these events got triggered when a particular action or particular thing that happens, right? So like it is, the common events are listed here, but in the docs you can see the whole list of events that that exist that you can use in manifest version 3. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So you can see there are some common events like chrome.action, chrome.management. All of these events do some particular things. For example, chrome.action, it says that it is fired in response to a user interaction with your extension toolbar icon. That is, this is the toolbar icon, and if you like press it or hide it, whatever you do, then this chrome.action event will be triggered and you can do stuff inside that callback. Like whenever this is triggered, do something. You can like write that code. Similar for management, notifications, and permissions. So every action has a different value, like different thing you can do with it. Okay, so we will see basics of it in action. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so what you need to do is go to your project, and here we are using Next.js, and also same thing goes for React. If you are confused about this project structure, please watch my previous video on this. The link will be in description. We talk about how to set up all of these things. Or if you are creating a extension in plain HTML CSS, then yeah, like you can just create a new file and go on. All right, so to get started with service worker, first you need to create a new file, right? So in our extension folder, just create a new file. We will call it background.js. All right, and this file will act as our service worker, but like to do that we have to define it in our manifest file, right? So just under actions we will say something called background. All right, and this will have I need a comma here. All right, yeah, in background we will have something called service worker, and this will say which file we are using. So we'll have background.js over here. Okay, so if you are wondering where am I getting this from, just like again, everything is there in docs. So if you just go to your docs, click on service workers and service worker basics, and you will see that it tells you how to register your service worker. So we did the same thing and added the background and service worker thing. The file name can be anything, whatever you want, that's fine. Okay, so this is how you register a service worker. Now our extension knows that the background file will be this background.js. Okay, now we add the things, the events that we talked about. So there are many events that I said, like chrome.action, chrome.navigation, or whatever, but like we will see like one of them, and you can do the same for whatever thing you like. there's something called chrome.web navigation. Also my IntelliSense doesn't work on whenever I like write something in this background JS file. If you know how to fix that, please tell me in comment section. Okay, so we have chrome.web navigation .on completed, and here we will add a listener. So basically in all of these events you have to add a listener so that whenever that happens your callback will be triggered. Okay, so we add a listener here, and this takes in a callback, and this will be an arrow function. Okay, so what is what this function will do, I will explain in a minute. Just let's just write the syntax for now. For now I will just console.log, and let's say hello world. Okay, so this thing is not complete yet, but like you would expect that when something whatever this is, it triggers, this function will run and it will print hello world in the console. All right. Okay, so what this does is basically it says that when our web navigation is complete, that is we have navigated to a particular URL, then you call this thing. And how do we know which URL we have completed? So this thing takes in one more parameter. The first parameter is the arrow the callback function that we provided, and second is something called a filter. So just add a filter here, and we have to define what that filter is. So go to the top, define filter, and this will be a JSON which will contain a URL, and it will be an array of URL. So basically just add a new object over here and say URL matches, and whatever URL you want. So let's say I want it to trigger when we go to Google, right? So let's just do HTTPS and just paste in the google.com URL. It will match that. It's not just the specific URL, even if there is something appended to that, I mean google.com / whatever you search, then also it will trigger. It will it kind of works as a matching regex pattern. So we add google.com over here and we save the file, and now we have our filter. We have defined it in our event, and we also have a callback that should trigger when the event is complete. Okay, so let's try this, but I think there is one more thing remaining. Basically for web navigation, to go in this, yeah, there it is. If you go in web navigation, you will see that this particular function, it requires a permission. Also one more thing about permissions, that whatever event you choose, most of them will have permissions that are needed to access those events, right? So if you go in web navigation, you can see that we need this web navigation permission. So just go to a manifest and add permissions, and here we will have, what was it, web navigation. Let me just copy that, and this will be array. Okay, we have this. Let's add our comma. Okay, so we have a permission, we have our service worker, and we have our filter and our event. So everything should be working fine. So let's just build. Again, this is not a simple build command. We have a custom build command for Next.js. If you want to know more about it, please watch the old video. You will have more context for this video then. Okay, so our extension has done building. We go to our manage extensions and simply refresh this. Now if you see, it says service worker, something called service worker over here, right? It just means that our service worker is successfully registered and it is running. So just click on this. Inspect Chrome inspector window will open up, and you will see that our background.js file, whatever the contents of it are mentioned over here. and let's just go to the console, right? Because the operation that we're doing is printing it in console. All right, so let's see what happens. We go to Google, type something, whatever, and yeah, there it is. You see hello world is printed over here. If you want to like debug things, you can also do that here. So just add a breakpoint. If like our code is pretty simple right now, but if you have complex code and it's not working, just add a breakpoint, and I refresh this thing, and you will see it will automatically stop your code here, and you can inspect whatever issue is happening and like move on to the next line to see what's happening there. Okay, so this is how we use service workers, and there is a lot more functionality that you can do. I'm just telling you the basics, but just go to the docs, see whatever event you want, see whatever thing you want to do according to your extension, and just start implementing it. It's pretty easy, and you can do very interesting things with it. Like for example, if I have to extend on what I did here, just imagine we have something called YouTube here instead of Google, and whenever we go onto that web page, we'll start a timer for let's say 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes is completed, we show alert that you have already watched too much YouTube, please get some rest or something like that. You can create a very great extension from this. Okay, so this is the basics of service workers, and now we move on to content scripts. Okay, so the next thing we are going to start is content scripts. It is very different from service workers, but it is also at the end of the day just a script that is running in the background, and this content script has access to the DOM of the web page that you're accessing, or the like whatever web page you have given the permission to access to, and it can also read and modify the contents of that web page, and it can pass information to the parent extension, that is our extension. Okay, so like content scripts are like pretty different from service workers, as I said, and here you have a lot of flexibility to do whatever you want. So let's see a very simple example, but in this docs you can see that like they have done some pretty cool things, and like whatever you can do. So first things first, let's specify our content.js or our content script in the manifest, right? So go to your extension folder again, right click, create a new file. This time we will call it content.js. You can by the way, you can call this whatever you want, just for the context of it I'm calling it content.js. And here, similar to what we did for our service worker, here we will create a new parameter called content scripts. By the way, all of this syntax or whatever this is, you can find this in the extension docs. The link is in the description. All right, so here there is another object, and this time we have two things. The first is matches. I will tell you what this does, and for now just write all URLs. All right, you can probably guess what I'm doing here, but yeah. So we'll write all URLs, and another parameter is our file, right? So it takes in a key called JS, and our value will be content.js that we just created. All right, so basically what we are saying is, hey, here are our content scripts, and like you can have multiple scripts, but yeah, this is the script that we have, and it's called content.js. And this matches parameter, we are specifying all URLs, right? It means that this will be activated or injected in all of the URLs that we visit. For example, what we did, similar to what we did in our service workers, we manually specified a filter, right, like google.com. So similarly, we are saying that this should be active, this script should be active on all URLs. Like it doesn't matter if it is Google, YouTube, whatever, it should be injected in all of them. But if you want, you can specify a particular URL that you want. Like if you are making a YouTube extension, for example, you can specify that here. Okay, and if you go to this again, the content script box, you can see there are more parameters that you can pass. Like for example, in this here they have passed the matches parameter, which is a particular website, and they have also passed something called CSS. So basically what will happen is whenever this thing runs, like you go to this website, this CSS file will be injected into that website, and you can see like you can have anything in that CSS, right? And there is one more parameter, I think, like, yeah, you can see the list of parameters over here. Run at, match out blank. You can also exclude some, it should be over there, yeah. You can also exclude some of the URLs from that list if you put that in exclude matches array. Yeah, so this is how we inject our content script. And now let's go into the content.js file, and like we will only have something basic for here. You can do whatever you want on your own. All right, so let's say we have to change something, right? Let's modify something. So I will write const headings, like you can write whatever you want, and you will do basic DOM operations, right? You should know this. So what we are doing is we are doing document dot query selector, and I think we should do query selector all, because we need all the headings right now from the page. And let's say S3. Okay, so this this will do is it will get all the like it will go through the HTML of the web page. It will take out all the headings and give it to us in our variable. All right, so let's modify this. So let's do something basic. So headings dot for each, and this will take in a function. We are talking about one heading, and here let's modify the styles of it. So let's do heading dot text content, and modify text. You can write whatever you want. All right, so basically we are just taking all the headings from that website, and we are modifying the text content to this string value over here. So basically if you want to get the tab information, the current tab information that you are accessing from here, sorry, the content.js file, for this you need a permission, right? So let's go to this permissions tab, and we need to add one thing. It's called active tab. So basically this will give us permission to access the contents and modify them for ourselves, right? So just add this to your permissions and create a new build. Okay, let's go to our extensions manager, refresh this, and go to Amazon and reload this again. Okay, so well, this is what you can see, like wherever there is h3 that we got, it says modified text now. I was hoping that this should also be h3, but I think it's something else. You can, if you want to create your custom thing in Amazon, just you can go to inspect, see whatever that is. This is a span in our case, but yeah, so you can see whatever you want and modify it as you like. Yeah, I think that should be sufficient for this video. And like these are more things that you can do with service workers and content scripts. We can't possibly cover everything in this video, but the procedure is very similar to this. Just go to the docs, see whatever you want, and just add it in your script file. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. I am trying to get to 500 subscribers. I hope we can do that. Alright, cheers.